Good day, everyone. It's Monday. We unloaded in Grand Forks, drove over the Paulson Pass empty, loaded at KIW. It took some time to load at KIW. It's noon right now. And we've just got to run over Kootenai Pass now. And then that's it for the day. We're going to stop in Erickson. And Jess is saying we're supposed to get half a foot of snow over the day. So it's snowing pretty good right now. Turn my forward flashes on. Slowed right down. Time to climb Kootenai Pass. If we're going to spin out, today might be the first day we spin out this year. I've got high hopes that we're not going to spin out, but the conditions are right. Got a max load on the back. Heavy load. What am I, 63,000 kilograms? So I guess it's not quite max, but pretty darn close max. Going up Kootenai Pass on a slippery day. And eating some chips. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And I have half a peanut butter sandwich too. Trying to keep my meals small since I'm not feeling well, and then rather eating lots of time, just a little bit. Feel a lot better today than I did yesterday. Oh, yesterday wasn't fun at all. I actually leave my radio on, just in case unless there's obnoxious conversation going, I'm going to leave it on just in case there's some kind of accident in front of us or a spin out in front of us or something like that. Got my power divider lock on already. We're still going too high speed to put my differential locks on it. Sounds like we're doing short runs tomorrow as well. Didn't quite follow everything dispatch was saying, but it sounded like JH Hushcraft to Eastport. So probably two of those runs. Hushcraft, so Creston to Eastport. Snowing pretty good. Unfortunately, I saw a lady yesterday night just south of OK Falls write her car off right in front of us. I saw a deer cross onto the road. I hit the brakes. She hit the brakes just after I did, but she was in front of me. And she just smoked that deer. I've never seen a deer get that much airtime. It just went flying way up into the air and then landed on the oncoming traffic lane. She pulled over, there was rad fluid everywhere right away. So I pulled over in front of her. Another pickup that was just passing me as she hit it. We were in a passing lane. Or there's a 3-lane. There's a passing zone. So I pulled over. The other pickup pulled over as well, and made sure she was okay. As soon as I knew she was okay, she had that adrenaline rush, the shakes from the adrenaline rush, but she was doing okay. Took a look at her car. That's a write-off. The tire was even punctured because one of the antlers from the deer were stuck in the tire. So once I knew she was okay, I quickly ran out onto the road and pulled the deer off the highway before somebody else hits the deer. And then the pickup was going to give her a ride to her home. So that was pretty spectacular. A train car of some type. There's a railroad track on that trailer. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, it's like a railroad track built into these trailers. I guess all they do is transport train equipment from place to place. Doing about 30 kilometers an hour now. I could put the diff locks in, but the roads aren't slippery yet. I guess the key is put the diff locks on before the road is slippery. If you're spinning tires, never turn your diff locks on. Destroy parts in there. Flying gears. Starts looking like it might be getting slippery. Turn them on before that. Rather safe than sorry. Last time I came down this mountain, I saw mountain goats. mountain sheep? Bighorn. Yep, cheap. You know what? Goats cheap. I think they're classified backwards in my opinion. If you compared them to tame goats or tame sheep, well, I think they're both goats. The big white fluffy ones look a little more like sheep than, but those are those the mountain sheep? Oh yeah, so the big white fluffy ones that look more like sheep are the mountain goats, and the gray ones with the big horns are mountain sheep. Bighorn sheep. Because a domesticated sheep is a big white fluffy animal, and the mountain or domesticated goat is the skinny thing with big horns. Apparently, out in the wild, it's exactly the opposite.
Of course, the appearances aren't everything.
I don't know who gets to classify what's a goat and what's a sheep. Next passing lane, only one truck behind us so far. I see lights way back there, but the speed I'm going, they probably will catch up quick.
I've learned to open it slowly. Elevation changes.
Jess says she's learned to open her yogurt very slowly. At high elevation, if you open your yogurt fast, it will blow up everywhere. She still blew it up everywhere. She's wearing some yogurt. She's definitely wearing some yogurt. She had to speak up and say she was careful with the yogurt. She knew better. Apparently not careful enough. About 40 kilometers an hour. Digging as hard as we can. Still plus 1 degree. The roads are still wet. First set of, is this the first set or second set of chain up lights? I know there's three chain up lights up this mountain. Yeah, if we have to come up here tomorrow, it'll likely be a chain up after all the snow we're getting tonight. Losing power. Must be a lot steeper. Is there a trailer parked there in the chain up area? Ah, that's not good. Not a good place to drop a trailer.
There's a chance he might have broke down. Small chance.
If he broke down, he should have a tow truck coming to get that trailer. It's been there for a while. They're plowing around it. If they don't get to it soon, the highway department will remove it for you. The front end looks a little crooked on that.
It looks busted on that side of us.
See if we can see the front end. Looks good here. Yeah, it looks good.
Just that one side looked weird.
One side looked kind of funny from the back, but it might just be a curtain hanging out or something. Either way, it's not a good place for a trailer to be parked this time of year. Tomorrow we'll need that spot. You see the center lane, snow is starting to stick in a couple places. Hit those differential locks. One of them clicked on right away. Sometimes they take a little while to click in because the gears have to line up. There they go. Both are locked. Just because I can see snow is starting to stick in our lane as well. So normally when a semi is going down the highway, a normal semi has 8 wheels, drive wheels. Basically 4 sets of duals. Normally when you go down the highway, only one of those 4 sets has power. It's the front axle, either the left or right side. Whichever side is easier to turn forward will get the power. That's how we go down the highway most of every day. One set of those duals get the power. As soon as I hit the power divider lock, both of the axles have now one set working, either the left or the right. But both axles, front and back, are now pulling. And if I put the diff locks on, all 4 sets are locked in and powering up. What this does though is really push the truck straight forward. It does not want to turn. So as soon as you start getting some speed and those locks don't turn off, you are going straight off the highway and not turning, because you have 8 tires pushing you straight forward and 2 steer tires trying to turn those 8 tires. Fastest way to crash is going downhill on a slippery road with those still locked in. Just the power divider lock with one set in the front axle, one set in the back axle, no issue, because you only have left or right pulling you forward. So it allows you to turn, if that makes sense. But when all 4 of them are locked up, they want to just push you forward. Very handy thing to have when you're climbing up at a really slow speed. But very dangerous if you're going at higher speed. Early winter. Yeah, there's no big snowdrifts on the side of the road yet that are higher than the big rig. This pass, if you guys remember last year's videos, snowdrifts higher than the big rig once they start plowing these. And in the winter, there's not really a passing lane up, because there's so much snow against the cliff that they can't plow it all, and that lane becomes half a lane. So the downhill is in our coming down the mountain, so you don't really want to pass going up here in the winter. Now we're starting to get into the sketchy stuff. What's that? I think you're allowed to sing Christmas songs, yeah. We're spinning our tires, we're spinning, spinning, spinning. We might be spinning out over here, we'll see. Trying to downshift so that we keep our momentum here going. Higher RPM, we're spinning our tires. I'm not going to upshift. I went from 9th gear to 7th gear. Okay, we've stopped spinning. I'll keep the RPMs up high. That way we have a little bit of space where we spin tires. I can take my foot off the throttle a little bit, grab traction again, and keep going without shifting. We're almost to the top, so I was close to spinning out. If I had shifted wrong there, that would have been it. Not out of the woods yet. as worried about spinning out today because how much weight we have. It's kind of fun. I enjoy weather like this. Even if we spin out in 10 feet from now, I'd still enjoy this. It's another chain up area. I think we're getting close to the top. I could be wrong. Oh, we still have a couple of corners to go. Yeah. We still got a way to go. Got a long way to go, so chances of spinning out is still there. Checked all my chains earlier in the year, so I know my chains are all good to go. So tempting to upshift. So tempting to shift. And I've learned, I think I've learned not to do that. Because several times last year I'm like, hey, this is pretty easy going here. I'm gonna upshift and spin out right there and then. That's all it took. Yeah, you lose some forward momentum, and as you put power down again, you just spin out. Got a van trailer catching up. See if they take that passing lane in the center. Yeah, looks like they're going for it. Yeah, van is putting some of that in there. I'm going to try to hit their tracks. They've exposed a little bit more sand. I don't know how much that would actually help, but hit their tracks and try to stay out of the slush. Country. Definitely a challenge today. Definitely a challenge. But I like challenges.
Not much more.
That's why I'm with Jess. I like a challenge. She says she's not the one, that's the challenge. Look how much snow is up here already in the trees. Like down there in the bottom, there's hardly any, and now there's like a thick thick covering on those trees, so. Oh yeah, lots of icicles on that cliff face. That was kind of cool. Nice and clear icicles. Let's go over here. It looks like there's more sand here. Yeah, not a lot of traffic on this highway, no? I think people are going, we're going to stay home, or they're going to take the ferry down. They're going to take the alternate route, which is quite a bit longer, but the ferry is, you don't have to worry about any passes. You can just stay down on the nice highways, take the ferry, but I think it's got to be an hour and a half, 2 hours longer that way.
Yeah, free ferry.
Yeah, most of our ferries are free though. The only ferries we have to pay in BC are the ones that go to the islands in Victoria, Vancouver Island, all those islands there, and the ferry that goes from Vancouver Island up to Prince Rupert. Those are all ferries we have to pay for, but I'm going to try to get close to my shoulder here. Give him more room. How did a car get between the two snowplows? Maybe it passed that one. But I like that they're teaming up on this and hitting both lanes at once. It's a good idea. Alright, so right here, this sign kind of marks the park boundary. So we're in the park now, so we've got this right-hand turn to make and then a left-hand turn, and then we're up. Definitely a long climb. A long climb. Normally go up here a little quicker than this, but it's been what, over half an hour since we started this pass? Yeah. I started recording very, pretty much at the bottom of the pass. Maybe half a minute. It's a big mountain to drive over top of, that's for sure. Man, I can see those mountains. The way those rocks are, I can see why there's so many avalanches. The steep angle of rocks. Well, last winter we were only shut down one day because of weather. Not even the full day, but we were shut down. We stopped driving because of weather once, and that was in Princeton. Let's see if we can get that lucky this year. And I only stopped driving once they closed the roads.